Yo guys, it's Marcus Keeper. So how's it going? So we've been seeing things in the stock market that are going in line with the things that we think are going to happen, especially with the S&P 500 starting to break out again. We've been thinking that we were in this bullish flag pattern here and we just broke out. And does this mean that we're going to go significantly to the upside and to our target in the near future? Well, let's just get into this right now. But before I get into this video, if you get any value from this content, don't forget to smash down on that like button. It really helps this content, helps other people see this video. And if you haven't already, definitely subscribe to this channel. It's free to do, and I'd really appreciate it. Okay, so Tesla stock right here. Is this looking more bullish? Is this looking more bearish? We do have this idea that this is a bull flag here, and we could be going to the upside. Now, the question is, though, because we have to look at the bearish case and the bullish case here, is that did we break down? Did we break out? What does it look like on the hourly chart? Also, we can notice off the bat that we opened below this line. This line has been a significant line yet again. To the upside, it was holding support, and now it is acting as resistance once again, like it was acting during this whole period over here. So let's look at the hourly chart just to get a quick idea of what this flag pattern is starting to look like here. So first of all, let me get to a line and let's see if we broke above or below this. So we talked about this last time that we've been watching this to the downside here. We didn't break below this, so this was still bullish, even though we were below our line of support that now became line of resistance. We can also look at the upside here. Now, this is interesting, this line to the upside, for a couple reasons. So we have to be watching either did we not break out? This is possible. Maybe we didn't break out yet. Maybe we are on the verge of breaking out, or did we already break out today? And is it now acting as support? This is something that we could be drawing both ways. I think we actually have broken out to the upside. However, if we draw this a little bit more conservatively over here like this, then maybe we haven't and we're hitting against resistance to the upside right here. Either way, it doesn't matter so much because tomorrow will be a pretty important day to see if we can not only break above this channel right here, but it would also show that we can reclaim basically this area, basically this line of resistance at the moment. If we can reclaim that line, that will also be a confirmation that we broke out from this bull flag. So I'm just going to leave it at that and basically wait for us to confirm by closing above this line right here. And tomorrow is a super important day because not only would it be bullish to close above this, it would have that weekly candle above this line. Similarly speaking, with the S&P 500 right over here, we know my price target of 415 over here. We know that I've been pretty bullish on the stock market. I've been thinking that this was starting to be a bull flag forming here, even though I started stating that as early as the candle right over here. And what candle is that? We're talking about on the 6th of April. I've been saying that I think this is starting to form a bull flag right here. And I even gave a price target as early as April 6th that I think we're going to go to 415. And this is starting to look more and more likely. I also mentioned in my last video, though, that I wasn't sure if we're going to see it look like this impulsive move. And I also just mentioned that we have to also be aware, though, that to break above this bull flag, we didn't necessarily have to break out of this trend line, actually. And we could just continue to basically grind up over here and get to our 415 target. So we can clearly see, though, we are starting to break to the upside, though. Now, tomorrow will be very key, though, in basically confirming this breakout, having a weekly close above here. That will be huge if we can get a weekly close above this trend line. This trend line has massive implications. And not only that, I do think we're going to get to basically this 415 mark, but this journey to 415, I do expect a few things along the way. So one thing that I do expect is either one, we break out above here and then have a retest basically on this trend, this significant trend that was once resistance all along here, resistance, 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 all along here, is now going to act as support right here. And then we get to our target of 415 or whatever that is. Now, the thing is, though, also, there's one other scenario as well that we have to be aware of. That retest, though, could actually occur. And again, these are very bullish scenarios. You have to be aware of that. It could occur afterwards. Maybe we get to our 415 and then we retest it. So that's another possibility that that could happen. But once we get a confirmation that we broke above this trend, this is going to be pretty massive, and I expect even higher prices than 415. That's just our next target. And once we get to 415 and start to see some consolidation, we can see and evaluate what pattern is starting to form when we get there. So we talked about Tesla right here. These are the patterns here. We talked about before that we have an amplitude here that we also want to be watching out for in terms of where that is going to the upside as well. If we broke out over here, this would be the upside there. So we have a few different targets on Tesla as well. Whenever we do break out to the upside, it looks like a breakout is starting to occur here. But again, hey, if we go to the downside, we have to know where we could be going. We could be trading in here and then go back down here and see if this holds and then breaks out. Or if it doesn't hold, then we'd use the amplitude projection to go to the downside, and we would go down over here. And this would be a very, very interesting move if we went to the downside, meaning I would be very interested in a move like this. Now, how low would we actually go? So we would go like around here, let's say. So we would go to 500 maybe. So that would be pretty exciting if one wanted to buy Tesla. And this is like completely reasonable if this actually happened. So if I drew something like this, Tesla went boom, 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 hits 500 here. The reason why 500 is so interesting is that it happens to be a line from like way over here. So this is a interesting line over here. What are the price? What are the prices over here? So we had a high of 502.49. So 500 is super interesting. So if this pattern actually breaks down to the downside, and that would mean I would expect the S&P 500 to have a false breakout and go to the downside a little bit for that actually to happen. So I don't know. This is something that we have to know about the downside and the upsides. I'm biased to the upside and would be super excited if we go into the downside. And that's just me. Well, I hope you guys got some value from this content. If you haven't already, smash that like button, subscribe to this channel for more content like this, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. And keep in mind that none of this is financial advice. This is just some random guy on YouTube drawing some stick figure lines on a chart talking to you guys.